A Church of England priest who was jailed last year for sexually abusing vulnerable young children has applied to be released from prison on compassionate grounds.
Well, Gordon Rideout, who worked in Eastbourne, was sentenced to 10 years jail last May. We've learned that he was recently admitted to hospital. And tonight, one of his victims told us that she was in a state of disbelief and anguish at what was an obvious ploy to manipulate the system. Our special correspondent, Colin Campbell, has our exclusive story.
A prolific predatory paedophile, Gordon Rideout sexually abused 16 children in the 1960s and 70s. He's requested release from prison on compassionate grounds.
Well, we've had 40 or 50 years of remembering what he did to us. He's only paid for that in doing 8 months. And I don't think it's long enough, because he's just trying to escape it again.
Rideout repeatedly molested Annette when she was just 6. He also targeted her sisters and many other vulnerable boys and girls at this Barnardo's children's home in Crawley. Some were sick and ill in bed at the time.
Can you remember how you felt as a child?
After he abused me, numb, scared, really, really scared.
The Ministry of Justice told us compassionate release is only granted in exceptional circumstances. A prisoner must be suffering from a terminal illness, death must be close, or the prisoner could be bedridden or severely incapacitated, and further imprisonment would endanger their life or reduce life expectancy.
Gordon Rideout took 50 years to be brought to justice. He is an older man now, but that's a consequence of his own actions. I think the Ministry of Justice should be very careful we don't undermine justice by allowing people out within months of their conviction for very serious offences.
Victims haven't been told what illness Gordon Rideout is suffering from. Guilty of causing immeasurable suffering over a long period, they want him to remain in prison until his time is up. Colin Campbell, BBC South East Today.
Well, Colin is with us in the studio now. And Colin, how soon is a decision likely to be made on this?
Well, Polly, no decision is imminent. Gordon Rideout made his application to the Ministry of Justice just last week, we understand, and it will be the Ministry of Justice and the Parole Board who will have to decide whether Gordon Rideout can be released on compassionate grounds. There's a number of hoops to go through first for him, though. He will have to have reports, medical assessments done. Those will have to be independently verified and corroborated. There'll also have to be reports done by the probation service and the prison service. They'll have to decide if he is safe for release.
And today you've been speaking to some of his victims.
That's right. I've spoken to 4 of his victims today, and they've told me that they are in a state of disbelief, very distressed by this latest development. 16 victims gave evidence at his trial last year, and it took them a great deal of courage to give evidence at that trial. One man today who was abused by a boy by Gordon Rideout told me that in an email he believes that Gordon Rideout is beyond compassion, a truly evil man. Another victim, a woman sending me an email from America, believes that this is a ploy by Gordon Rideout to try to manipulate the system, and if released, she believes that he would still be a danger to children.
OK, thanks, Colin.